Hey everyone, it's Alex, and I am back with my next video in my coverage for the 70th Annual Tony Awards. This time talking about the recipients for the different types of special honors being given out for the Tony Awards. Now, like any other award show, the Tony Awards have a series of special honors that they give out each year. This year, the Tonys are giving out no less than 5 special kinds of honors, and those honors are the Tony Honors for Excellence in the Theater, the Special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater, the Regional Theater Tony Award, a Special Tony Award, and the Isabelle Stevenson Award. And here's a brief rundown of what all these awards entail. The Tony Honors for Excellence in the Theater is designed to honor somebody in the Broadway community who, because of their position, is not eligible to be nominated for anything at the Tony Awards. But this award is used to honor their work in the Broadway community and for making a positive impact in the Broadway community. The Special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater, that's pretty obvious. It's to honor somebody, be it like an actor, director, composer, playwright, costume designer, set designer, etc., for their life's work in the theater. The Regional Theater Tony Award is a special award given out to a regional theater that has demonstrated excellent quality with its lineup of work in the past theater season. The Special Tony Award is to honor somebody who's made a significant impact in the past Broadway season for whatever reason. And then finally, the Isabelle Stevenson Award is kind of like the equivalent of the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the Oscars. It's designed to honor somebody for their philanthropic efforts that have made a big difference in the community. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the individuals who are being honored with all these awards and read the press statements from the Tony Awards website that details all of their accomplishments. So first up, the recipients for the Tony Honors for Excellence in the Theater. On April 14th, the Tony Awards Administration Committee announced the recipients of the 2016 Tony Honors for Excellence in the Theater. These annual honors celebrate individuals and/or organizations that have demonstrated extraordinary achievement in theater but are not eligible in any of the established Tony Award categories. This year's honorees are 3 distinguished Broadway veterans: entertainment lawyer Seth Gelblum, master vocal coach Joan Lader, and costume shop proprietor Sally Ann Parsons. The Tony Awards have a long-standing tradition of honoring the unsung heroes of our community. We are thrilled to present this year's honors to 3 incredible talents from 3 very different areas of expertise, who work tirelessly behind the scenes to inspire what you see on the Broadway stage, said Heather Hitchens, president of the American Theater Wing, and Charlotte St. Martin, president of the Broadway League, in a statement. These honors will be presented at the Tony Honors Cocktail Party, a private cocktail reception, on Monday, June 6th at the Paramount Hotel's Diamond Horseshoe. The American Theater Wing's 70th Annual Tony Awards, hosted by Tony Award winner James Corden, will air on the CBS television network on Sunday, June 12, 2016, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, delayed Pacific Time, live from the Beacon Theater in New York City. The Tony Awards, which honors theater professionals for distinguished achievement on Broadway, has been broadcast on CBS since 1978. The Tony Honors for Excellence in the Theater were established in 1990. The Tony Awards are presented by the Broadway League and the American Theater Wing. And now, here is the information about the recipients. Seth Gelblum. Seth Gelblum is a partner and chair of the theater department at Loeb & Loeb LLP. He practices in the live stage, motion picture, television, and documentary film areas. His clients include producers, directors, playwrights, composers, performers, music publishers, designers, and investors for Broadway, off-Broadway, touring, and foreign live stage productions, as well as theater owners, motion picture studios for live stage matters, not-for-profit theaters, and licensing agencies. In the course of his representation of producers, writers, directors, and the underlying and underlying rights holders involved in many of the most significant theatrical productions of the past 25 years, Gelblum has been recognized as one of the leading practitioners in the structuring of theatrical compensation and financing. He also represents writers and directors of motion pictures and television, documentary filmmakers, and entertainment executives. Gelblum was listed in the top 100 of New York super lawyers by Thomson Reuters. He has served as chairman of the board for New Dramatists since 1999 and has been a long-term board member for the Canavan Foundation and Lawyers for Children. Joan Lader. For more than 30 years, Joan Lader has provided vocal training and rehabilitation for those who use their voices professionally. Joan's extensive practice includes leading performers from the worlds of opera, film, R&B, rap, rock, and pop, but more than any of these, the world of Broadway. Her clients have won countless Tonys, Oscars, Grammys, Emmys, and more, and while she has trained people whose names are above the title, she has trained innumerable performers in the chorus of just about every Broadway show in the last 30 years as well. Joan Lader is a frequent guest lecturer at Columbia University, the Voice Foundation in Philadelphia, the Pacific Voice Foundation in San Francisco, NYSTA, Berklee College of Music, and the Commercial Voice Conference at Vanderbilt University. She is currently a consultant for the New Studio at New York University and is proud to be involved with the National Young Arts Foundation, whose participants so often become the stars of tomorrow. Sally Ann Parsons. Sally Ann Parsons and her husband, James Mears, founded Parson Mears in 1980 after working many years with the brilliant Ray Diffin. From squatting in an abandoned school building, the business grew to become one of the premier costume shops in New York City, producing costumes for, among others, Sophisticated Ladies, Cats, The Phantom of the Opera, The Lion King, Sunset Boulevard, Starlight Express, The Will Rogers Follies, Victor Victoria, Guys and Dolls, Wonderful Town, Kiss Me Kate, Thoroughly Modern Millie, Wicked, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, Aladdin, and most recently, Hamilton. Since James's death in 2008, Sally Ann has been the sole owner, often with more than 50 dressmakers, craftspeople, and artists working on a single project. In recognition of her outstanding contribution to the field of costume technology, she received the 2009 TDF Irene Sheriff Artisan Award. And now onto the special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater. The Tony Awards Administration Committee announced on April 19th that two-time Tony Award-winning lyricist Sheldon Harnick and multiple Tony-nominated director Marshall W. Mason will be this year's recipients of the special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater. Mr. Harnick is currently represented on Broadway with new productions of two of his most popular musicals, Fiddler on the Roof and She Loves Me. Mr. Mason directed 12 Broadway plays by Lanford Wilson and others that earned him 5 Tony nominations as Best Director, and produced many notable new plays as founding artistic director of Circle Repertory Company. The special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater will be presented at the 70th Annual Tony Awards on Sunday, June 12th at the Beacon Theater. The Tony Awards are presented by the Broadway League and the American Theater Wing. It is our pleasure to present two very deserving legends in the Broadway community with Lifetime Achievement Awards for their extraordinary careers and countless achievements, said Heather Hitchens, president of the American Theater Wing, and Charlotte St. Martin, president of the Broadway League, in a statement. Mr. Harnick has crafted some of the most recognizable tunes in the theatrical repertoire that have spanned generations. Mr. Mason has gifted his creative prowess to dozens of Broadway's biggest hits. We are thrilled to play a part in their history with this honor. And now, some information about the recipients. About Sheldon Harnick. Sheldon Harnick's first song for a Broadway show was the hilarious Boston Begin for New Faces of 1952. He then contributed songs to the revues Two's Company, starring Bette Davis, John Murray Anderson's Almanac, and The Littlest Review. His collaboration with composer Jerry Bach produced such Broadway classics as Fiorello, Tenderloin, She Loves Me, Fiddler on the Roof, The Apple Tree, and The Rothschilds. Other collaborations include A Christmas Carol with Michel Legrand, Rex with Richard Rodgers, A Wonderful Life with Joe Raposo, and The Phantom Tollbooth with Arnold Black. For Dragons and Malpractice Makes Perfect, he provided book, lyrics, and music. He has written songs for the films The Heartbreak Kid and Blame It on Rio, both with music by Cy Coleman, and Aaron's Magic Village with Michel Legrand. In the 1970s, he entered into the world of opera. With composer Jack Beeson, he has provided the librettos for Captain Jinks of the Horse Marines, Dr. Heidegger's Fountain of Youth, and Cyrano. Other operas include Love in Two Countries with Thomas Shepard and Coyote Tales with Henry Mollicone. Harnick has won a Pulitzer Prize, 2 Tony Awards, 2 Grammy Awards, 2 New York Drama Critics Circle Awards, 3 gold records, and a platinum record. He and his wife Marjorie have published a book entitled The Outdoor Museum, Not Your Usual Images of New York, featuring her photographs and his poetry. This spring saw the release of Sheldon Harnick Hidden Treasures. This 2-CD set includes songs written for 17 of his shows and includes more than 50 songs from rare demos. It features performances by Harnick and composer Jerry Bach, Audra McDonald, Brian Darcy James, Hugh Martin, Marjorie Gray Harnick, Charlotte Ray, and more. About Marshall W. Mason. Marshall W. Mason was the founding artistic director of the Circle Repertory Company, acclaimed by the New York Times in 1975 as the chief provider of new American plays. His 44-year collaboration with Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Lanford Wilson has been certified by Playbill as the longest collaboration between a writer and director in the history of the American theater. In 1999, he was awarded a Special Millennium Mr. Abbott Award as one of the most innovative and influential directors of the 20th century, and last year he was elected to the Theater Hall of Fame. On Broadway, Mason directed 12 plays that earned him 5 Tony nominations for Best Director: Knock Knock by Jules Feiffer, Tally's Folly, 5th of July, and Angel's Fall by Lanford Wilson, and As Is by William F. Hoffman. 4 productions received Tony Awards with 24 nominations. Mason has been honored with the Theater World Award for his discovery and nourishment of new talent, including William Hurt, Kathy Bates, Christopher Reeve, Jeff Daniels, and many others. He received the Margot Jones Award for his cultivation of new writers and both the Ing Festival and the Last Frontier Awards for Lifetime Achievement. He has won the Erwin Piscator Award, 3 Drama League Awards, and 4 Arizona Awards. For 2 years, he was the chief drama critic for New Times in Phoenix and received the Arizona Press Club Award. He is the author of Creating Life on Stage, A Director's Approach to Working with Actors, and The Transcendent Years of Circle Rep. And now, onto the Regional Theater Tony Award. The Tony Awards Administration Committee has announced this year's recipient for the Regional Theater Tony Award is Paper Mill Playhouse in Millburn, New Jersey. The Regional Theater Tony Award will be presented at the 2016 Tony Awards on Sunday, June 12th. The Tony Awards are presented by the Broadway League and the American Theater Wing. Throughout its rich history, Paper Mill Playhouse has established itself as a foundational pre-Broadway venue for new productions and a welcoming home for world-class theatrical revivals. We are ecstatic to recognize their dynamic role in the tri-state area theater community and unwavering commitment to fostering future Broadway audiences, said Charlotte St. Martin, president of the Broadway League, and Heather Hitchens, president of the American Theater Wing, in a statement. The Regional Theater Tony Award is bestowed based on a recommendation by the American Theater Critics Association. The award will be accompanied by a gift of $25,000 from City National Bank. About Paper Mill Playhouse. Under the leadership of producing artistic director Mark S. Hovey and managing director Todd Schmidt, Paper Mill Playhouse is where American musical theater is celebrated, cherished, and pushed in exciting new directions. A beloved New Jersey arts institution since 1938 and a nationally renowned not-for-profit regional theater, Paper Mill has been consistently recognized for the high-quality artistry of its reimagined classic musicals, as well as its commitment to supporting the development of new works and the careers of Broadway's best talent and emerging artists, both on stage and behind the scenes. Paper Mill Playhouse boasts award-winning access services and outreach initiatives, as well as performer training programs that impact more than 35,000 students each year. Paper Mill Playhouse productions have launched national tours and gone on to Broadway, including Honeymoon in Vegas, Les Miserables, Disney's Newsies, and the upcoming The Bandstand, as well as television broadcasts on Showtime and PBS and original cast recordings. Paper Mill Playhouse is a member of the National Alliance for Musical Theater, the Council of Stock Theaters, and the New Jersey Theater Alliance. And now onto the special Tony Awards. The Tony Awards Administration Committee has announced that the National Endowment for the Arts and Miles Wilkin will both be honored with the 2016 Special Tony Awards. Celebrating its 50th anniversary, the NEA is the independent federal agency whose funding and support gives Americans the opportunity to participate in the arts, exercise their imaginations, and develop their creative capacities. Through partnerships with state arts agencies, local leaders, other federal agencies, and the philanthropic sector, the NEA supports arts learning, affirms and celebrates America's rich and diverse cultural heritage, and extends its work to promote equal access to the arts in every community across America. The National Endowment for the Arts' contribution to the theater community is incalculable, stated Heather Hitchens, president of the American Theater Wing, and Charlotte St. Martin, president of the Broadway League. Over the past 50 years since its inception, the agency has funded 18 Tony Award-winning plays and 15 Tony Award-winning musicals, not to mention offering vital support to hundreds of theater professionals. They are invaluable to our industry and to our nation's cultural legacy. Six-time Tony winner Miles Wilkin is the COO and Executive Vice President of Key Brand Entertainment, where he provides the vision for theater and e-commerce, building on Broadway Across America's significant touring network and Broadway.com's vast e-commerce network. Wilkin, an original founder of Broadway Across America, is more broadly recognized as one of the founders of North American touring theater. During his most recent stint at Broadway Across America, he revitalized its North American presenting and theater operation. Prior to that, he was an executive with Clear Channel Entertainment and its predecessors, SFX Entertainment, Pace Entertainment, and Pace Theatrical, responsible for company-wide operations and company-wide divisions, including North American Music, North American Theater, Motorsports, Sports, International Music, International Theater and Sports, and properties including corporate sponsorship and TV. Miles paved the road for the modern Broadway touring system, and his accomplishments have been monumental and central to the success and economic growth of our industry, stated Charlotte St. Martin, president of the Broadway League, and Heather Hitchens, president of the American Theater Wing. Because of his innovative and groundbreaking touring systems, theater fans across the country have been able to experience the magic of Broadway. And last, but certainly not least, is the Isabelle Stevenson Award. The Tony Awards Administration Committee has announced that Brian Stokes Mitchell is this year's recipient of the Isabelle Stevenson Tony Award. Mitchell is a past Tony Award winner and chairman of the Actors Fund. He is currently starring on Broadway in Shuffle Along. The Isabelle Stevenson Award is presented annually to a member of the theater community who has made a substantial contribution of volunteer time and effort on behalf of one or more humanitarian, social service, or charitable organizations. Mitchell will be presented the award for his commitment to supporting members of the entertainment community in crisis or transition through his work with the Actors Fund. Stokes is a true treasure to the Broadway community, extending his time and talents beyond the stage to give back to the theater community for more than 20 years through his work with the Actors Fund. We are thrilled to celebrate his accomplishments with this honor, Charlotte St. Martin, president of the Broadway League, and Heather Hitchens, president of the American Theater Wing, said. Mitchell became a trustee of the Actors Fund in 1998 and was elected chairman of the board of the organization in 2004. During his tenure as chairman, Mitchell has headlined fundraisers that have raised in excess of $10 million for the organization. In addition, he played a large role in the creation in 2010 of the Actors Fund Housing Development Corporation, which provides affordable, supportive, and senior housing for the performing arts community that improves lives, creates jobs, fosters economic development, and revitalizes communities. Through his work with expanding all facets of the Actors Fund, the organization now serves more than 14,000 people a year through social services and emergency financial assistance, healthcare and insurance counseling, career development, and housing. Mitchell won a Tony Award in 2000 as Best Leading Actor in a Musical for his performance in Kiss Me, Kate. And those are the recipients of this year's special honors at the Tony Awards. That was a lot to get through, but we made it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, but please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I will be back soon with my special video on the actual Tony Award nominations. So, see you guys soon. Bye.